this works today. It didn't let me connect yesterday. So we shall see. This is a Blue Letter Bible app, Bible in a Year, day 19, Genesis 22, 23, and 24. And it came to pass that after these things, that God did tempt Abraham, and said unto Abraham, as he said, Behold, here I am. Okay, he tempted him. That is NASA 5254. H5254 in the Strongs. It means to prove, to test. So he's testing Abraham. And he said, Take now thy son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and go into the land of Moriah, and offer him there a burnt offering upon one of the mountains, which I will tell thee. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass, and took his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up, and went into the place which God had told him. And on the third day, he lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said unto his young men, Abide ye here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship, and come to you again. And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering, and laid it upon Isaac his son, and he took the fire in his hand, and with the knife they went up both of them together. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father, and said, My father, he said, Here I am, my son. And he said, Behold the fire and the wood. Where is the lamb of the burnt offering? And Abraham said, My son, God will provide us a lamb for a burnt offering. So they both went together. And they came to the place which God had told them of. And Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him upon the altar of wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand as he took a knife to slay his son. And the angel of the Lord said unto him out of heaven, he said, Abraham, Abraham, he said, Here I am. And he said, Lay not thy hand upon the lad, neither do out any of the thing to him. For now I know thou fearest God, seeing that thou hast withheld thy son, thy only son, from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes, and he looked behind him, and a ram caught in a thicket by his horns. And the ram went and took the ram, and offered up for the burnt offering instead of his son, in the stead of his son. And Abraham called the name of that place Jehovah Jireh, as it is said to this day, In the mount of the Lord it shall be seen. And the angel of the Lord called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time. And he said, By myself I have sworn, and saith Jehovah, for because thou hast done this thing, and thou hast not withheld thy son, thy only son, that a blessing, and I will bless thee, and multiply thy seed, as the stars of heaven, as the sand of which upon the seashore, and that seed shall possess the gate of his enemies, and that seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because they had obeyed my voice. Oh, hey, hello from Uganda. And it came to pass that after these things, it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Micah also born children unto thee, thy brother Nahor, Huz, the firstborn, Buz, his brother, Chemiel, the father of Aram. And, and Chesed, and Hazorah, and Fildash, and Jiddapeth, and Bethuel begat Rebekah. And the 8 Milcah did bear to Nahor, and Abraham's brother, and his concubine, whose name was Reumah. She bare also Tebah, and Gamah, and Thash, and Machan. And Sarah was 127 years old. These were the years of life of Sarah. And Sarah died in Kirabah. And the same is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And Abraham came in to mourn for Sarah, and to weep for her. And Abraham stood up from before his dead, and spoke unto the sons of Heth, saying, I am a stranger and a sojourner with you. Give me a possession of buying place with you, that I might bury my dead out of my sight. And the children of Hesh answered Abraham, saying unto him, Hear us, my Lord, throw out a mighty prince among us, and in the choice of our sepulchres bury the dead. None of us shall withhold thee his sepulchre, but thou mayest bury thy dead. And Abraham stood up and bowed himself to the people of the land and to the children of Hesh, and communed with them, saying, If it be your mind that I should bury my dead out of my sight, hear me, and entreat me to Ephron, the son of Zophar, that he may give me the cave of Machpelah, and that which he hath is in the end of the field, for much money is it is worth. He shall give it for a possession of my burying place amongst you. And Ephron dwelt among the children of Hesh, and Ephron a Hittite answered, and Abram in the audience of the children of Hesh, even of that were saying at the gate of his city, saying, Nay, my Lord, hear me. The field I give thee, and the cave is therein, I give it to thee. In the presence of the sons of my people I give it to thee, and bury thy dead. And Abraham bowed down himself before the people of the land, and he spake unto Ephron and the audience of the people of the land, saying, But if thou wilt give it to me, I pray thee, hear me. And I will give thee money for the field. Take it of me, and I will bury my dead. And Ephron answered Abraham, saying, My Lord, hearken unto me. Listen. He says, Listen. The land is worth 400 shekels of silver. But what is betwixt me and thee that bury thy dead? And Abraham hearkened unto Ephron, and Abraham weighed into Ephraim the silver which he had named in the audience, and the sons of Heth 400 shekels of silver, current money with the merchant. And the field of Ephron, which was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre, and the field that the caves were herein, therein. All the trees that were in the field were all in borders around about, and all made sure. And to Abraham for a possession, in the presence of the children of Hesh, before all that went in the gate of the city. And after this, Abram buried Sarah, his wife, in the cave and of the field of Machpelah, and before Mamre, and the same as Hebron in the land of Canaan. And the field and the cave that is therein were made sure unto Abraham for a possession of a burying place for his sons by the sons of Heth. And Abraham was old and well stricken with age, and the Lord blessed Abraham in all the things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house that ruled over all he had, Put, I pray thee, in thy hand under my thigh, and I will make thee swear by Jehovah, the God of heaven, and the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of my daughters of Canaanites, among whom I dwell. But thou shalt go into my country and my kindred, and take a wife for my son Isaac. And the servant said unto him, Peradventure, the woman will not be willing to follow me into this land. Must I need bring thy son unto the land from whence thou came? And Abraham said to him, Beware that thou not bring my son hither again. And Jehovah, the God of heaven, which took me upon my father's house, and from the Lord of my kindred, and spake unto me that I swear unto me, unto thy seed I will give this land. He shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence. And if the woman willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be cleared. Of this is my oath, only I bring not my son hither again. And the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and swore to him concerning the matter. And the servant took 10 camels, and the camels of his master, and departed. For all the goods of the master were in his hands, and he rose and went to Mesopotamia and into the city of Nahor, and made his camels to kneel down without a city by the well of water at the time of evening. Evening come, the women go out to draw water. And he said, O Jehovah God of my master Abraham, I pray thee, send me a good speed this day, and show kindness unto my master Abraham. Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. And let it come to pass that one damsel whom I shall say, let down the pitcher, and I pray thee, that I may drink. And she shall say, drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same now that she asked be appointed for thy servant Isaac, and thereby I shall know thou hast showed kindness unto my master. Verse 15, this is 24:15. And it came to pass, before he had done speaking, that he behold Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, the Milcah, the wife of Nahor, and Abraham's brother, with the pitcher of her shoulder. And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well, filled her pitcher, and came up. And the servant ran to meet her, and said, let me, pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher. And she said, drink, my lord. And she hastened and let down her pitcher upon her hand, and gave him drink. And when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water from my camels unto thee, and I have done drinking. And she hastened and emptied her pitcher into the trough, and ran again into the well to draw water, and drew all for all his camels. And the man, wondering at her, held his peace, to wit neither whether the Jehovah had made his journey prosperous or not. And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring of a half shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands, and 10 shekels weights of gold, and said, whose daughter art thou? Tell me, pray thee, there is room for them in thy father's house for us to lodge in. And she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor. And she said moreover unto him, we have both straw and provender enough for room in the lodge. And the man bowed his head and worshipped Jehovah. And he said, blessed be Jehovah God, my master Abraham, who hath not left destitute my master of his mercies and truth. I, being in the way, the Lord led me to the house of my master's brethren. I being in the way, in the way. And the damsel ran and told them his mother's house of these things, and Rebekah his brother, and his name was Laban. And Laban ran out unto the man and unto the well. And it came to pass that when he saw the earrings and the bracelets upon his sister's hand, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, thus spake the man unto me, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well. And he said, come in, blessed the Jehovah. Therefore standest thou without, for I have prepared the house and the room for the camels. And the man came into the house, and he ungirded his camels, and gave straw and provender for unto the camels, and water to wash his feet. And the men's feet were with him, and the men's feet that were with him. And there was meat set before him to eat. You know, when they say meat, they'll be just talking about food. Okay, so they set food in front of them. They set meat before them to eat. But he said, I will not eat until I have told my errand. And he said, speak on. And the Lord hath blessed my master greatly, and he has become great, and has given him flocks and herds and silver and gold, and men servants and maidservants, and camels and asses. And Sarah, my sister's wife, she bare a son to my master, and he said she was old, and she hath given him all that he hath. And my master made me swear, saying, thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whom the land I dwell. But thou shalt go unto my father's house and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son. Verse 39, and this is 24:39. And I swear unto my master of peradventure, the woman will not follow me. And he said unto me, Jehovah, before whom I walk, will send his angel with thee, and prosper thy way. And thou shalt take a wife for my son, of my kindred and of my father's house. Then shall be clear from this oath when thou comest into my kindred, and if they give not thee one, thou shalt be clear from my oath. And I came unto this day to the well, and said, O Jehovah God of my master Abraham, if thou now do prosper my way which I go, do prosper my way which I go. Behold, I stand by the well of water, and it shall come to pass that when the virgin come forth and draw the water, and I will say to her, give me, I pray, a little water of thy pitcher to drink. And she says unto me, both drink thou, and I will also draw waters for the camels. And let the same be the woman whom the Jehovah hath appointed out of my master's son. And before I had done speaking my heart, behold, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher on her shoulder, and she went down unto the well and drew water. And I said unto her, let me drink, I pray thee. And she made haste and let down her pitcher from her shoulder and said, drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. So his prayer was answered. Right on. Hey, Ashley, how you doing? Oh, you're not here anymore. Anyway. Okay, and I bowed down my head and I worshiped Jehovah and blessed Jehovah God, my master Abraham, which led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto his son. And now, if ye deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me. If not, tell me, and I may return to the right hand or to the left. Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, the thing proceedeth from Jehovah. We cannot speak unto thee good or bad. Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go, and let her be thy master's son's wife, as Jehovah has spoken. And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard their words, he worshipped Jehovah, bowing himself to the earth. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. And he also brought her and her brother precious things. And they did eat and drink, and the men that were with him, and tarried all night. And they rose up in the morning, and he said, send me away unto thy master. And her brother and her mother said, let the damsel abide with us a few days, at the least 10, and after that she shall go. And he had said unto them, hinder me not, seeing Jehovah hath prospered my way. Send me away that I may go to my master. And they said, we will call the damsel and inquire at her mouth. And they called Rebekah and said unto her, wilt thou go with this man? And she said, I will go. And they sent Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant, his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said to her, thou art our sister, be like the mother of 1,000 and millions, and let thy seed possess the gates of those which hate them. And Rebekah arose, and her damsels, and they rode upon the camels and followed the man. And the servant took Rebekah and went his way. And Isaac came from the way of the well at Lahoi, and he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at eventide. And he lifted up his eyes, and he saw, and behold, the camels were coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel. For she said unto her servant, what man is this that walketh in the field to meet us? And the servant had said, this is my master. Therefore she took a veil and covered herself. And the servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. And Isaac was comforted as his mother after his mother's death. So Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Right on. There we go. So that is Genesis 22 to 24. And this is the Blue Letter Bible app, Bible in a Year, where we read the Bible chronologically. 22 verse 1. That's the memorable verse here for me. God tested Abraham. That's NASA, N-A-S-A. That's H5254 in Strong's Concordance. Okay, where we're going to also see that, you can go down and look in the description on this video. And I put in some verses where his people were tested. And he's still testing us today. That's what separates the wheat from the chaff, folks. And that's what happens on the great and terrible day of the Lord. I love you guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow.